All right, it has officially been a year since I purchased the Blackmagic Pocket 6K. And overall, I have loved the experience, but recently I got the Sony A7S3. And a lot of people have been commenting that they're sad to see that I'm leaving the Blackmagic. And I just wanted to make this video to address all of that, to discuss my future plans for content, the future plans for this Blackmagic, and if I'm really deciding to go full Sony. What's going on, guys? Thanks for, tuning in to hear me talk about my experiences and the things I love about this camera and, if I'm even going to keep it around, because that is a big thing and a big question that you all have, because this is a very fantastic camera. But I now own the Sony A7S3, and this camera does pretty much everything I want from a camera. But for some strange reason, all of my productions and everything that I do is still shot on my Blackmagic 6K. And I wanted to explain my awkward situation and why you can basically calm down a little bit and know that Blackmagic content is not going anywhere on this channel. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Chris and I do video production here in South Mississippi. And I've been doing it for quite a few years actually. But last year in January, February, I fully switched to a Blackmagic Pocket 6K production kit pretty much. And I have been creating content, creating lots and lots of story videos, all with the Blackmagic. But as you know, the Sony A7S3 came out and that is my dream camera. But people are a little confused and strange because I still love this camera. I still create content on this camera and I still want to, but they're like, wow, you upgraded your camera, so goodbye to the Blackmagic. And that is not the case. This Blackmagic is one of the rare cameras in life that is just still too convenient and a little bit too good to be true at times, because the workflow and the menus, the image quality, everything I love about this camera, it's just too hard to give up sometimes. Because even though I have a full frame beast of a Sony right here, I just can't seem to let this go for my production use. So I want to walk you through why I will not be giving up my Blackmagic 6K anytime soon. So number one pretty much is the workflow. B-RAW is incredible, straight to ProRes is incredible. The SSD workflow that this camera offers is so convenient for me passing off footage to an editor. It makes things just overall a lot faster. I don't have to create proxies. There's just so much that is convenient with this camera. And so you're probably thinking, hey, if you like the Blackmagic so much, then why did you go out of your way and buy a Sony? The main reason I bought the Sony, one, dream camera here, two, content. I get to content create with this camera. I get to create content on this camera, and I pretty much love everything about this camera because it makes video production of myself so much easier. So this is like the YouTuber's camera, but I do a lot more than YouTube. So most of my productions, I say most, 99% of the stuff that I'm doing production wise is still being shot on my Blackmagic. That is just because the workflow is just so perfect for me and my editor. And this is by far the easiest camera to use, period. Like the menu system on here, unmatched. I have a checklist now of everything that I need to go through on my shoot. Second shooter can go by, check all of my levels. Everything is made for the user. And that is something that all other cameras that aren't Blackmagic really should get into, because this is made to be a touchscreen interface. And these are made to kind of, have all of the settings abundantly detailed. And in times, that's fantastic because I am a nerd and I love to pick and choose every individual thing. And I love digging through menu systems, but this is just convenient. So it's so hard to beat the convenience of the Blackmagic. Now for the Sony, it has such a niche place in my heart because this thing is overall perfect in my opinion, and I use it on my client shoots, but it's pick and choose almost. I've been using it for very niche things when I'm shooting. Of course, any gimbal work, anything that requires autofocus, all of that is with this camera because this camera is a blessing. But I like to get really, really artsy with the Blackmagic. And of course, it's because I have used this camera nonstop for a year that I'm so familiar with it. If I'm recommending a camera for a beginner, or if I'm like telling people or teaching people how to do film, this is definitely the one that I'm going to go with because there's something about the 6K. It's in the name. It's the pocket cinema camera because this thing is just made for film. Like, I get it. The A7S3 is made for film as well, but everything about this camera has just made my life a little too convenient when it comes to my production shoots. So what I really want and what will really make me upgrade is if they came out with, like, I don't want to say a pro version because they already have the Ursa, but if they came out with something that was like the Pocket, that did a few things a little bit better, like more dynamic range, because I absolutely adore the image quality. I adore the ease of use. I personally hate the look of the Ursa, not the film quality. The physical body of the Ursa is just not that attractive to me. And I know it's just aesthetic because functionality is way up there. But I'm kind of looking for something along the lines of like an FX6 and a Blackmagic hybrid. And only Blackmagic is going to be able to deliver that because it's their software that makes this camera the dream come true. But all right, I've been rambling. I know you all know that I adore this camera so much, and you know that I use it on more productions, but I just wanted to let you know because there's going to be so much more behind the scenes and like interview stuff shot with this camera, shot on this camera, if that makes any sense. So I have the Sony here for all things content creation. Like, this is my YouTube camera. You cannot beat this camera for YouTube. Like, the convenience of it, the things it can do, it's just a beautiful, well-rounded camera. But when it comes to my paid film stuff, working on set, working with 2 Blackmagics, 3 Blackmagics, you know, this is just convenient for everybody that I'm around. So for everything and easy use on set, love these cameras. And so I've been incorporating the A7S3 into my, you know, film life a lot. It's been my tertiary camera, and sometimes it's been my primary camera because it has such great autofocus. And interviewees sometimes lean back and forth out of focus when you come in with the Blackmagic. But the A7S3 solves that. So I got this camera to complement what I already have, not to replace fully what I have. Because when I wanted to upgrade to the FX6, everybody lost their mind because they were like, you're leaving the best thing that you've ever had. And I get it. This thing is incredible, and I don't want to leave it behind. I want better versions of this because when they make something that can rival the A7S3, but with the software, the image quality, just the pureness of the Blackmagic, that will be the camera that you won't be able to beat that. And that's what I'm looking forward to. So for the moment, I am going to keep all of my cameras. I don't want to sell any of the Blackmagics I have. I don't want to give up on the Sony or anything like that because all of these cameras fit my shoot style just to a T. And overall, I think that is what's most important. So just because I got a new camera doesn't mean I have to give up on something else I had. This may be considered an upgrade, but there is something just right about the Pocket 6K or just the Blackmagic experience in general. Like, I'm very curious to get my hands on an Ursa G2 because it does what this does, but better. So overall, who knows where I'm going to end up in the future camera space. But I do still want to get an FX6. I do want to get an Ursa G2. I do want to get my hands on so many different cameras because that's my thing. I don't want to have to give up one thing because I upgraded, quote unquote, to another thing. No, I am a camera and tech nerd. I freaking love everything about the Sony, everything about the Blackmagic, and plus I get the content create for you guys. So if you want to see more Sony content creation, you got it. You're gonna see it in the future. And if for those who have stuck with me through my journey of growing from 300 subscribers to almost 9K in a year, stick around because there's so much more Blackmagic stuff to come. But with that all being said, that's all I have for you today, guys. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you loved it, consider subscribing because I'm bringing you more content just like this every week. So you guys stay safe, you're loved, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.